Don't call me asswipe. Oh, said that's why. Sorry. Don't call me asswipe.
It's very disconcerting for women when you know that the man can live without you. That
yeah.
Very disconcerting.
And it's like, I've met women and I cook better than them. And now I became a mom. It's like a curse because I can clean, I can wash clothes, I can do all this shit. It's like, and I don't want to do it. I would turn it over. That's why I say clothes. I did it, and I learned to do it, and I got good at it for my children because I love them. And there was no mother there, and I did it, and I'm good at it. But I've always said women are civilization. Women civilize men. Without women.
In a week, can I have some more money? She always saved to make sure if there was a thing, he had it. And so he could always appear like he was in charge. But he never was. He would, you know, every big decision that had to be made, he would defer to her, always.
As any smart man would.
As any smart man does, completely. Yeah, yeah.
And I've had to make all those decisions for 15 years by myself, and I go, this is crazy, because...
I know.
Guys are not, there's certain...
Women are better at it. I mean,
they
just,
are.
You know, they're more practical.
And yet I'm considered a chauvinist in America.
Really?
Yeah, my reputation in Hollywood is a chauvinist pig. Because of things I've said to you out there, we were talking, yeah, because I said women should be at home. That alone. I said that we don't need women lawyers.
What does a chauvinist pig mean?
Oh, it means a guy who thinks women should be subservient to men.
Yeah, and that they have one role.
I don't think you mean it that way. What I think you mean is, if you really are with a working woman, you would appreciate it if she could balance her home with her work. You wouldn't want...
I don't think he does mean that. I don't think he wants a balance with work at all.
Well, no, my life is done. Now I'm done with... I mean,
I think he became a cynic because he felt that... I don't know, maybe...
I didn't become a cynic, but yeah. Well...
maybe somebody gave more importance to work than the family.
Right,
and that's why maybe he became a cynic.
And I was in a minority opinion.
Ooh. I'm stopping the blind going down.
You know, it was like, in America, I mean...
I'm stopping the blind going.
If you could afford it, you always hired people to raise your children. The only reason you didn't is you couldn't afford it, so... Because women had careers and men had careers, so... And it's true where I live now. I mean, the soccer moms that I associate with, they love me. We go on soccer trips. It's so funny. And then we go to the laundry rooms to wash all the... And there I am, it's all the girls. And they respect me for it. The guys resent me. They kind of, and then the girls I live in this hell because the women respect it. Oh, you should watch it. And I'm there talking with the girls, but it's weird. It's weird. It's weird.
Sleep well.
It's all right, Jack. Sweet dreams. Thanks. I like that.
Take care, sweetie.
No, my boys do that.
Nice.
They kiss me.
That's nice. You know, my mom worked till we were 12, and she worked.
Yeah.
My father worked, and she would. I remember her car. You know, she had like a vehicle come to pick her up, the company car. So she would leave home at 8 in the morning. She'd prepare breakfast. She'd tell the servant to prepare lunch. She'd come back. She would type out. Just before our exams, before our final exams, she would type out question and answer for us. Yes. She would come back home at 8.
Jeez.
She would come back home at 8 in the night, and after a hard day's work, she'd be in the kitchen. She'd make sure that the dinner is right. Dinner we'd all have together. After which she would discuss the entire day with us, and she would do our homework with us. By which time we were all so knackered that we didn't want to talk. Yes. And she would again. Her day was. She was busy the whole day.
Jesus. Yeah.
And she was my mother, the reason I eulogize her is because she was a super mom. She balanced everything out. And she would not only do that, she would also do a lot of my father's work. She used to be a steno in a big company. So she was fantastic. Sacrifices, and she was. I mean, none of us. My father would be.
I think women there
shuttered without.
I do know. Women are so. At ranches, women would do everything you described in a different milieu. They would do the same thing. They would go help out with the branding and the milk, and then they'd have all the stuff ready. So they were. They always went to work. That's why I always said they always went to work.
When a woman wants to do it, she will do it.
But I think there's a change in mentality. I think women in the last generation, my mother saw it as her job to look after my father. And no matter what job she had during the day, and she used to have one or two, she always used to think her premier job, because she was told by her mother that her first and primary job in life was to look after her husband and her child.
Right.
And she did, and that's what she did. And same with you, nighttime, my dad used to have books to balance, and that's how I learned to count, because, her and me would sit with his books and count his figures up. And make sure his books were all okay. And then she would go to work the next day. But I think it's different now. I don't think women see it as their job to look after men anymore.
No.
And that's where the feminism comes in. That's where the women start fighting back, because women say, hey, I'm working 10 hours a day.
Right. You're working 10 hours a day.
Why should I cook?
You cook.
Cook and clean. Yeah.
I worked as hard as you. I make more money.
But men do. The things I do think men today do. I think a lot of men do.
Do what?